Corona's original home. I'm going to pick up our permit. I am here at Tuscarora Canoe Outing, or Canoe Outfitters, getting ready to head into the Boundary Waters tomorrow. All kinds of changes of plans that have happened here in the last 24 hours, several days, but we are all set to go. Going to be entering Round Lake, and just a 2-day or 3-day trip coming up, heading into Missing Link Lake, and then from there probably Snipe Lake, Ham Lake, Rib Lake, wherever we decide to go and camp here over the next couple of days. But we made a first change of plans because I was supposed to go into Lake 1 earlier today, and but the winds have been blowing like 30-mile-an-hour gusts. And even when I got here, you can see, I'll show you the video here in a few minutes, but the waves were terrible. And since I'm doing a solo trip, I did not want to tackle the waves at any of the bigger waters. So I switched my permit, came up here to the Gunflint, and thought I'd hit a little bit smaller water. But man, even here, the wind and the waves were something. But now it's evening. I got a bunkhouse here tonight at Tuscarora, and I'll be heading in first thing in the morning, and it looks like it's dying down enough that I should be able to get over to the entry point and the first portage into Missing Link Lake. Going to do that early, right after breakfast, and then maybe fish for some trout tomorrow, I don't know, or keep going. I'm just kind of deciding how we want to go, and we'll leave it at that. So I'm going to swing it around. One of the cool things is, I don't know if you can see here, but if you look in the sky, you can see clouds, but those are not clouds. Those are actually smoke from wildfires over north of Duluth. Bissum, I think, is the name of the town, but yeah, that's where it is. So we'll talk to you in the morning, and we're all ready to go. Yeah, here's the deal. There ain't no way I'm taking a canoe out in this. So I'm supposed to go out here in the morning, and if this wind does not die down, we are bailing on the trip. Take a look. I'm pretty sure you can't tell how big these are. But I would make it, well, I probably could canoe through this, but I don't know if I'm strong enough. So the portage that I'd have to go to is over there, straight across the wind. Now maybe this other side of the lake is better. We'll have to see. It might be better, but I'd still have to get over there somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. All right. All right, we're off. Heading out. Let's see how she goes. Round Lake to start. Gonna use the kayak paddle, mostly because I can go a little faster into the wind. Round Lake's not so bad. I'm hugging the south end of the lake. It's a really pretty lake. I don't know, about the size of, well, it's bigger than Pike Lake. I don't know. Not a whole lot bigger, it's wider. Probably about a mile or so long, mile and a half, I don't know. Just about as wide, because it's round. That's why they call it Round Lake. But hugging the south side's not so bad. The wind is, you can see the trees whipping, but as long as I paddle smart, we should be just fine. Not too far to the portage, and then we will make our way into Missing Link Lake. portage into Snipe Lake. We have found our campsite. I am on Snipe Lake. It is beautiful out here. Really windy. I'm set up in the wind. I shouldn't have any problem with bugs. Not planning on having a campfire tonight. Very dry and windy. So, but I'm on an island site, which is kind of neat. It's a beautiful site. Really a nice site. You can hear in the background my WTIP radio and my little portable radio. I cannot get the NOAA weather radio, which is weird, but I got WTIP so I can get the weather forecast, just listening to that. And out of the clear blue, I got a text message off the T-Mobile Starlink satellite. One message from Pastor Isaac, and then it went away. So I don't know. I looked at the Starlink map before I left, and because we're so close to the Canadian border, it actually, the Starlink satellite service ends right around Poplar Lake, maybe a little bit farther north of that. So I'm guessing I must have just hooked some weird satellite in the middle of, that was zooming through, and got a message, and now it's gone again, which is fine. I don't need cell phone service. However, I do have another little thing that I worked on over the winter, and I know this is going to absolutely drive purists nuts, but you know, lots of people have the radio on. Lots of people don't have that at all, and that's good. You float your own float. Some people want to completely unplug. You know, I'm just not that way. I like being out here, and I don't bother anybody else. Nobody can hear me, but I don't mind having my radio on. And over the summer, or over the winter, I actually created in this tiny little package here a satellite receiver that will allow me to receive the Milwaukee Brewers game tonight. So I'm going to test it out. I'm going to put it together. This is all the bigger it is. It's utilizing a car receiver and a small battery pack. And well, I pulled out the antenna, and an antenna this big. So we'll see what happens. I know, again, this would drive some people nuts, but while other people like to sit and read on the shoreline, I absolutely love to sit and listen to the baseball game. So yeah, so I'm going to set it up. We'll see how it works. Satellite works. I can get the Brewers tonight. Bonus for me. WTIP on the radio. 85 degrees the first full week of May, which is weird. It's like a scorcher. It's like July weather here. Had a couple of loons swim by. Seen about a bazillion toads, a garter snake, and then the wolf and the bear tracks. So it's been a good day so far. Making some coffee finally. It's like 1:20 in the afternoon. I had coffee this morning when I left Tuscarora at like 7, and that's it. So we're going to sit back now and enjoy the sunshine and just watch the water. Coffee. Fish on. Ah, missed him. As Ryan would say, I suck at fishing. Reading a Tim Keller book. The wind has been crazy today. I landed whatever this morning, around lunchtime, whatever it was before then. And I had a hard time backing my canoe into to land here, but I'm like, oh, it'll calm down. And every once in a while it looks like, oh, it's starting to calm down. And then we just get blasted by more wind here. My poor tent's just been back and forth. I pulled the Cliff Jacobson, tie every rope possible to it to hold it down, and it's fine. I've been wanting to go out and paddle today, but with no load in my canoe, I was get thrown around, and that's not much fun either. It's quite honestly nice and peaceful sitting here. I've done absolutely nothing, so there's that. Other than set up tent, which I guess isn't a bad thing, right? Just sit here and enjoying, you know, God's creation. So I don't know what tonight's going to bring. We'll see what happens when the evening comes. If it calms down a little bit, I'm absolutely into doing a full paddle this evening if I need to, or if I'm able to. I'll take it for a ride. I really want to go explore this lake. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I have plans for what I want to do, but the weather will obviously determine it. If you watch my videos, you know I'm a big baby all alone when it comes to wind and waves. If I'm with somebody, no big deal, but by myself, not a fan. Just not only is it hard work, trying to keep the canoe straight and everything else, but just you can get in trouble that way. There it is.
The payoff, and he
That's the
sends the
setup.
liner to right. That's a base hit. Toward the line, Cameron cuts it off, and Stephen Kwan starts the first with a pulled single down the right field line. Cleveland has 8 left-handed bases.
Let's take a look around the island here. Just got a forecast that says the wind is basically going to be the same tomorrow. Gusts at about 20 miles an hour, which is a little better today. It was 25 today, so who knows? It was 30 the day before, but it's been tough. I haven't been able to go out. I could, but the thing is, when you don't have a lot of weight in the solo canoe, at least for me, it's just really hard to paddle it and keep it, you know, straight. This is small enough water that the waves aren't bad, but it's just it's like it's been a constant gust. Not just a you know, gusts now and then. It's been non-stop blowing. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Right now it's just a beautiful night. In spite of the wind, I don't care. It sounds like I'm complaining, and I really am not. Really not complaining, because it's very peaceful. This is absolutely a gorgeous lake. If you ever are looking for just a lake to land on, Snipe Lake, beautiful. Everything, it's quintessential Boundary Waters. So no fire tonight, obviously. I don't know if you can just see when I show down here just how dry it is. You can just see all the dead. So it's really not worth starting a fire. That's for sure. You can see a lot of the trees are just a lot of deadfall and whatnot. So sunset here. You can see off in the distance, that is smoke from the wildfires over by Duluth. Sun's already gone down behind the trees. Whew, almost fell. You can see, but you can see that is not clouds, that is smoke all the way across the horizon. Well, it's morning in the Boundary Waters on Snipe Lake. You can see it behind me. Had an all right night's sleep. Wind finally died down. If you take a look, I actually have calm. Pretty calm out here right now. A little bit of mist out that direction. Got the weather forecast. The wind is supposed to pick up again today. So what I'm going to do, it's about 5:45 in the morning, just leisurely pack up, and I'm going to paddle and find a different spot to stay. I don't want to sit on camp all day. I'm not going to head back to Missing a Link to fish trout because I don't want to have to fight. I just don't want to go back that far. But I want to paddle today because I didn't get to paddle much yesterday, and that's really why I'm here. So leisurely pack up, and then I'm going to get into my canoe, which will be fully packed, so it'll have some weight in it so I can fight the wind and the waves a little bit more. and head towards, I don't know, Cross Bay Lake or something like that, and see what the rest of the day brings. Gonna have some breakfast. Morning. Ready to roll. Got the canoe all packed up, and we're gonna head out and see where the water takes us today. It's been a good campsite. Helped us fight the wind yesterday. Still not much. I can start to see it picking up some ripples, but good thing that we're out here. We're getting on the road or in the lake. It's only 7:20, so plenty of time to get out and do some paddling. Portage into Cross Bay Lake, I think. You can see a little rapids ahead. I think I see the portage. Looks like it's about 80 rods or something like that. So maybe a shorter one than what we did yesterday. Well, I've done easier ones than that in my life. Good grief. This portage out of Snipe into Cross Bay has an unbelievable rock garden. Holy smokes. Old people like me, this is a broken hip ready to happen. I switched to my traditional paddle and I love it so much more. Much more maneuverable. Okay, we're coming into Cross Bay Lake. Looks like this campsite is the last one in the wilderness, so we take it or we go home. So we're gonna land here and see what's up, and a little bit of a flatter area around here. The wind is at my back, which is nice. I'm now traveling north, so I'm actually not even paddling hardly. I'm just getting pushed by the wind. Looks like this one's up on a hill. If we don't take this one, then we have to go into Ham Lake, which is actually out of the wilderness, but they've got some campsites there which are supposedly really good too. So I'll take a look at this and decide what I want. Our tractor on that site. So we're going to paddle into Ham Lake. We'll exit the wilderness, but still looks like a nice place to go. And we are taking our ever-loving sweet time today. That one just, I don't know, it looked like it'd be alright if you had a group of people, but it just didn't have a lot of character. It's kind of in a flat area. Lots of aspen trees, which have not yet gotten their needles and their leaves, so it's a lot really brown around here. So we'll go take a look at the start of the Ham Lake fire. I can hear the rapids. There's the rapids. Here's the portage into Ham Lake. They said it looked like a highway, and it does. Gonna go explore Ham Lake before we leave today. So the portage I just got out of, I think it comes out on this side here, where these rapids are. And I think this is the, I'll have to check. I think this is the place where the guy back in like 2022 spilled his canoe. The canoe ended up staying in the river till like July. And he had to find his way back, like freezing cold. I don't remember if it's this. He got caught in the current and it sucked him back down. And I think it was on the other side of this here, where the waterfall is, which we're going towards. That was your real high water. It's either this one or the next portage, I don't know. What's really amazing here when you look at Ham Lake, now you can see there's some fire damage, but of course this is where one of the largest fires in the Boundary Waters ever happened, on the campfire. And you can see one side of the lake is still pristine with no fire damage, and the other side has got damage, and the farther we go it gets more and more. It's just interesting because you can tell which way the fire went. And on the other side, and where we've been camping, there's like zero water, zero fire damage. Campsite there. I'm around the corner from this beautiful trees. All of a sudden you see destruction and evidence of a fire. One side of this little pass is full of trees, the other is still full of rubble. This is the site where the Ham Lake fire started. And they burned, I don't know how many acres, but bazillions. We'll go up and explore it. But you can see the fire jumped right across this little piece here. And the right side has still got lots of trees, and the left side is where the fire went. So there's a little bit of history here. So I believe the fire, here's the fire pit. And I believe he went back to check his stuff. And it was terribly windy. Ironically, there's a lot of wood there for a fire. And the fire jumped out of this, and you can see behind me the woods. Jumped out of this over to there and started that whole area on fire from the wind. Then changed a significant amount of the boundary waters for decades. Threw the hammock up for the last night. Here we are. Gonna rain tonight, so this will get us out quicker. It's a lot faster to tear it and put it down and whatnot. So in for the hammock this evening. This is how old people break hips. Alright. Pop my seat up. Oh, I forgot to do that. Alright. Let's not tip. Whew. That was not easy at all. But we're done. We got rain coming in, wind blowing. I think we ended the trip just at the right time. Short one, but I'm back in like less than 2 weeks for another one. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. We're pulling out at Cross Bay Lake entry point. Did a short loop. And now it's back to work. Yay. Well, we're on our way home. Got storms coming in. So we were out and on the way home decided to stop and visit a little bit of Lake Superior. It's really foggy today. And it's chilly. 50 some degrees. Another great trip. Got one more planned, then we'll see what the rest of the year brings in regards to health and everything. But as I sit out here and look at Lake Superior, what I love, I think about creation and Christ and all he's done to create this. But reminds me in Colossians 1, where it's talking about Jesus. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For everything was created by him in heaven and on earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and by him all things hold together. So when you think of this creation, you just think how much we love looking at this and enjoying the wilderness, and people don't understand why. But then when you realize that God created this for him, you can imagine if this was created by God and for God, how cool and how majestic it needs to be, because if it's something for God, not easily impressed, right? So something that he did for his pleasure and his enjoyment had to be good. So when we go out and enjoy creation, you know, we just get a little taste of what pleases him and what he's done, and it just causes us to appreciate and love him that much more and worship him for who he is. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on our next trip.